I did. God did. Oh, wow. No Kartik. I sleep. Man, he should just stay in the same town for 20 years like I did. Yeah, that's why I'm moving with Braun. Me and him were kind of looking for a change, like getting sick of the same old, you know? Dude, let's go. That's what I love to hear. Let's check out this website. All right, Dan, if you win, definitely going to bring you in for the driver interview at the end. Well, it's not really an option, though, is it? Please, if you're gonna... Yeah. Uh, I mean, they can't hear you, but I guess you guys don't want to listen to me yap the whole time. For sure. But it's not my stream, though. Why don't you just... Bro, I've been on a record-setting yap streak tonight, bro. I'm really feeling it. What? Man, I'm out, man. Me at least pull this... I gotta pull this shit up on my phone. The chat. I tell you what. Holy shit, we got a bunch of spamming in chat saying let's get this shit on the road. Yeah, sorry, it's just like literally one guy's holding up the entire lobby, so sorry, chat. Sorry about that, chat. Yeah, bro. We're starting to go kind of wild, low key. What? Oh wait, you're cooked. Yeah, you're cooked, bro. They should have listened to me, man. Oh wow, I just put on the fucking. Hey, let me plug this. Let me go ahead and plug this stream in FSR. Let me just go ahead and do a little bit of shameless self-promoting. And you know what? I'm feeling a little bit spicy today. I might just post this shit in general. Nova's not in this race, right? Yeah. All right, chat. I think we got cars coming out the pits now. Exciting stuff. Well, I didn't get a confirmed answer as to whether you wanted to hear me yapping in real time or. Yeah. Don't worry though, Dan. I'm not gonna try and mess with you. I'm only gonna do it to Fridge. Cause oh, bro joined Ferrari. Hell no, I'm chirping him the whole race now. Fuck that. Man, why did Dustinho go to your stream, bro? That's so lame. That is outrageously lame. This freaking guy, man. Dustinho? I like Frigissimo for you. That has a nice little like you know, that strong G sound. Yeah, this should be an interesting race. I'm not should be getting our first official lap time here soon. Okay. A bit of extra battery there, but taking. Oh, yep, it's happened already, guys. Looks like he's able to keep it going. Somebody has found the runoff area. End of Sector 1. The swish now into the 130s. Don't know if anybody's going to be able to match this. Okay, we're getting trackside reports that Fridge and Dan have just done purple sector 1s consecutively. Sector 2 lighting up purple for Fridge. He is flying. It's out of battery. It's a 138 from Dan. Takes provisional pole. Fridge really ringing the car. Through the last turn and across the line. And a shocking lap, must be said. Ferrari 1-2 is pretty crazy. Within a tenth of each other. Whoa. I'm not worried. I'm certain it's going to be me. Yeah, my apologies, chat, for the lackluster commentary. This isn't me, you know, like... Ollie's just so boring. It's really just too boring for me. Nah. That would kind of ruin my entire, like, unemployed bit as well, so... I don't have fucking... My PC will explode if I watch two things at once. Like, I would, but I literally... Like, if I'm streaming this, I have to... With flags, looks like Caddy has found the runoff area. Not really. Okay. Oh, no, that must have been this one here. Yeah. Not too bad. Bit of damage, but not DNF. Wow, D-Swish snatching back provisional pole here. A lot of drivers still yet to complete a second lap, though. Namely his teammate, who is out of battery. Bridge crossing line, finding decent improvement into the second row here. Oh! I think Dan was trying to hit the Did a dab on the back straight. As he completely disregards the track limits. Oh, nearly DNFing that. You can play whatever you want. That's if you want to keep the other sound, otherwise it will just mute that portion. Yeah, just don't add that as a source. Or yeah, so what you need to do is if you want to have the sound from like LMU, for instance, you need to go to the source of LMU in the video and then check capture audio beta and then turn off your desktop audio because that's what's going to be. Yeah. Your mic should already be an audio source, but for the other ones you have to like check that in the properties to turn that on. Alright, chat, I'm gonna deafen up so that we can get into these last laps. Alright, chat, my bad, I had to mute up there. Yeah, so unfortunately, chat, it's looking like I'm going to be only able to commentate the opening laps here until things sort of settle in to the race. Yeah, chat. I see all of you guys in chat right now. I'm really sorry to break your hearts. I know y'all were looking forward to this just as much as I was, but I'm even getting a little choked up. Oh, shit, man. It's looking good so far, though, chat. Last week we did have a little bit of an early ready up, so it's good to see, of course, that has not repeated itself this week. Oh, man. Did I just... Guys, please tell me I did not just hit the commentator curse immediately. I did? Oh my. No formation lap, early ready up, and straight into the action. It's a clean getaway for the Ferrari. It's a clean getaway for pretty much everyone here. Trying to look through it. The cars making their way through the first couple corners. A little bit of ghosting, nothing major. The two Mercedes almost finding each other. As we get the invite from 11T11. Not a ton of position shuffling so far. As we hear a little bit of wall banging. This isn't CSGO. Or CS2 for that matter either, so. Making our way through the steepest bank corner in F1 history. Taking a look at our race strategy here. It's a possible one stop lap 10 or possible two stop if you want to lose the race. It's like the Mercedes of Danny. Reaper losing a few positions there. Chad, it must be said that this is an absolutely gorgeous track. Whether the racing, you know, or even just the driving aspect is really the pinnacle of motorsport. We'll have to wait and see, to be honest. Because the real track's not even finished. This is just a LARP track. Codemasters have just totally LARPed this out of their ass. You know, it's not bad. It's really not bad for what it is. Wow, an absolutely beautiful camera angle there. Oh, we see Fridge dropping out of that 1 second. Is he managing his battery a little differently? Is he... What's the go here? Mostly just position shuffling more towards the rear of the field. Few winners and one big loser, really. But things don't always stay that way. Chat, you have the self-proclaimed king of last to first challenges. right here in your ears. And you know, yeah, I might be a D2 driver in some leagues. I might be a D1 driver in some other leagues. I might be getting chirped by the guy whose league I'm top 6 in. No, wait, that's not true. I think I have 1 points finish in 3 seasons. No, 2 seasons. But in my first season, I was constructor champion. So, you know, I made my millions, and I'm ready to rest on my laurels. There's really nothing left for me to prove. Holy shit, I'm just completely asleep at the wheel here, so to speak. We have seen a change of lead, actually. Completely missed that. Yeah, D-Swish losing out on 2 positions there, and now Fridge is all over the back of him once again. Back to the pack at least, and trying to spot for any damage, but it's not looking like that's the case. There's quite a bit of contact with these walls, though. As we get the mid-session join. You know what, chat? That actually might mean that you won't be left alone. You might actually have an alternative choice of commentary on YouTube or other. Actually, no, we have about 20 minutes. We have about 20 minutes, chat. That's not bad. Okay, we're actually gonna lock in. I feel bad. I don't want to bother these guys, so I'm gonna deafen up and let's fucking lock in, chat. We got a race on our hands, okay? Look at this shit. Dan has taken the lead. Held just a lap or 2 ago by his teammate D-Swish. It's now Dan, almost a second clear of the field. He's got plenty of battery and has the overtake. He's done everything right strategically. Now we just have to see, can he get it past that 1 second? It's looking like it. He is absolutely flying on this lap here, on the hards. See, he's the only hard starter in the top 9. But I believe Danny DeBriefer, nope, he must have started on a different compound. Probably trying to salvage something with a 1 stop, as we see Fridge getting a 3-second penalty for track limits. I'm honestly at a loss as to where he could have picked those up, considering that most of the track limits around here are defined by walls. Must have been either cutting that notorious corner that's now been patched, or going wide at one of the sweeping corners of Sector 3 would be my guess. Or the tail end of Sector 2 also. But yeah, Dan has just absolutely taken off here. The race pace is... it's astounding. Let's just say that. He's looking to be 2 seconds or more clear here. You see Fridge losing the place to Ghost Racer, starting to fall back towards the rear of the field. Does he possibly have damage? Oh, as we see him making contact with the wall, no visible damage to the front end of that Audi. But if he continues on like this, it's a matter of time. As we see now, Dan now 2 seconds clear, which means he's effectively about a second a lap faster than the field. Brutal. Absolutely brutal race pace. Bridge has fallen out of overtake. He is really struggling with the rear of that Audi. Something going on? Is tire wear? Did he cook the mediums trying to go for a lap 1 overtake? What? We're not sure. But yes, the field has slowly started to spread its wings here. It's only the battle as we see a safety car. What or who has brought this upon us? Checking each car for damage. That the Ferrari of D Swish is looking mangled. No, that must have been the wind. We're just looking okay. Definitely should come in here. Hopefully it's a 2-stop angle. Just see the Red Bull grappling with that Delta, no doubt. Damage for him. Patty looks clean. You see Cash App RB looks clean. And there is damage to that Cadillac Cheetah, I believe, who we saw clattering into the barriers in qualifying session. Fits a new wing on. Luis. And Danny staying out on those fresh hards. Honestly, that's definitely the play. It's definitely not better than just, you know, not having to pit early, obviously, but man, just to get a couple positions back, and he'll obviously rejoin the pack, as we didn't actually witness any DNFs here. So we're not entirely sure what has brought the safety car out here. As I got the chat back up now, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys had gotten active. But yeah, we have a safety car. This definitely changes the whole course of the race. Dan, as we witnessed, had blistering pace on those hards to open up the race. Came from, I believe, P2 to P3 and took the lead eventually. But now he is forced onto the mediums, and I have to say, if I were J&B, if I were Ghost Racer, D Swish, the Fridge Gamer, C Freeze, any of these guys on these fresh hards, at the bare minimum, they have a really decent race strategy in just going to the end, sticking it out, managing the tires. Saw quite a bit of sliding already. We've seen quite a bit of contact with walls, though. That may be tricky towards the end. Dan, he's on the mediums, but assuming that he went the default, you know, balanced tire composition, balanced tire allocation, then he could actually split the difference here. Came in on lap 7. There would be, what, 22 laps? He could go 11-11. And I think that that would work really, really well, considering that it was about that 10 to 12 lap range for the one stop originally. So he'll have pretty decent pace on that two stop strategy. And you know, if any of the hard runners went for 2 sets of hards, it would be a similar thing, except for they could just absolutely strangle those tires and just extract the max pace without ever worrying about pretty much anything. You know, 11 laps on a set of hards here is nothing. So it's definitely not ideal if that was Dan's only set of hards. And then, you know, if any of these guys start on the mediums and they have switched to the hard now, it's definitely gonna be the best bet to stick it out on one. But if they do have that medium, you know, who knows? That I think even, to be honest, even with, you know, the timing of the safety car and how it works out very fortunately for the one stoppers on the medium to hard, I think I still favor Dan's position here. He's got track position. He's good on his tires. No assist, no traction control, no ABS, nothing to sort of exacerbate that tire wear. And, you know, I'm just going to say it, I think there is an extremely high likelihood of a subsequent safety car. Yes, in chat, so saying you don't think we can make it to the end? I mean, this pit lane is just so long and so slow. I'm like, you know, the tires obviously do degrade. You just see brilliant restart by Dan. As finding myself in a bit of disbelief here, I could have sworn I heard the grumblings of traction control. Must have seen a car into the barriers. As CS Cargo picking up a 3-second time penalty, that is definitely going to compromise him in his strategy of trying to hang it out here and see if he can switch on to the mediums at the appropriate time. He's also got guys on fresh tires. No, the used hards, even if it is only about 6 laps, used hard is notoriously difficult to bring back into the optimal temperature from the freezing cold restarts that often take place. But yeah, I thought that Dan's pace on the hard was something special, and he must be like me right now, just absolutely bewildered. He has taken off. Originally found 2 seconds, but J&B starting to bring that back a little bit as we have a crash, a DNF, and another safety car. So you see the Cadillac's into the pits. I'm not really sure what exactly has happened with him. You know, unlap themselves from the safety car and rejoin at the rear of the field. But yeah, if Dan has a second set of hards here, then he is the GOAT. He's done everything perfectly. He's foreseen the future. And I think unfortunately flying hippo. I'm gonna assume it's pronounced that way. I think you did, mate. I think you did brutally curse him, and I imagine he's gonna be pretty upset to know that you proclaimed him to be in a what was the language? A great position. But yeah, as I was just saying, that those tires are just freezing. It's so difficult to get control of those again. I recently did a race at Reverse Zandvoort where I had a similar situation. Dude readies up early, I'm stuck on the hards even though I wanted to do a medium hard, you know, or a one stop. But if there was going to be a safety car, which there usually is on these type of tracks, that one mistake leads to a DNF. Safety car comes out about lap 6 or 8 or something. I'm of course going to stay out. I'm on hards, you know, I got to try to do something. But they're just so cold. I'm coming up the hill. The straight line mode activates automatic with the assist, and before I know it, downforce gone, positions gone, confidence. Well, the confidence is never gone, but that's just what it means to be a racing driver. Always have to have confidence in yourself, your team. But yeah, this is interesting, chat. I would have expected more drivers to pit here. Excuse me, get a bit of the hiccups. Can I ask Seafreeze if he sits when he pees? First of all, bars. Second of all, I can't. And by can't, I mean literally can't, because I'm not in a... There's no channel of communication between he and I right now. But I can assure you that when I have the opportunity, I will pass along that message. And honestly, I might have already done it, you know, depending on how you view concept of time. Chat, I mean, we've already... This is our second safety car. And you know, I'm already a person with a bit of a tenuous grasp on reality as it is, so I'm starting to lose it here. I'm talking to myself. He sits when he pees, and the league is dead. Well, you know, without getting, you know, too toxic or however you want to judge this, you know, I'm not really familiar with the league. Was there a peak? And you want me to pull your finger? Well, of course. I mean, I thought that went without saying. I thought that was just a sort of a given. I'll absolutely pull your finger. You just name a time and a place. But you just gotta promise me that something unique is gonna happen. You know, I've already seen it all pretty much. So you're gonna have to promise me that you've got something special that you're bringing to the table. If I'm gonna pull your finger, you know, it better come with a Maybach. You know. As I believe we've gotten the safety car in this lap message. So I was just getting ready to say, these two drivers here, definitely not amongst the top qualifiers, but they've put onto the hards at about the right time. They can definitely make it to the end here on those. as we see Dan getting ready to make the restart. As soon as the safety car rounds this final corner and makes its way into the pit lane, he is ready to take us back to racing conditions. It's another mega getaway, already half a second clear by the start-finish line. You see normal grip conditions restored. These mediums, despite, you know, being made of softer material, they are definitely gonna, as we see another DNF, I believe that was a retirement on track. And I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but that was very, very, very suspicious. Luckily for probably him and some others in this race, there was not a third safety car. I do believe a third safety car is possible in this race distance. I think that's how many we had in my race on Monday. Back alleyway after I finished commentating the snoozer. Honestly, I think I'm about good to meet you there right now. Because you said it best, my guy. This is unfortunate, to say the least. I think as it stands now, it's really a two-horse race. Obviously, with those 3 seconds of penalties for positions 3 through 5, it's going to make it very difficult. And Seafreeze honestly could be on for a podium here if he's able to. He's going to likely need to overtake at least one guy and stay within that. Window for penalties. But J&B, honestly, he is right there with Dan at this point. Make our way by the Ferris wheel, which I suppose is a pre-planned addition to the Madrid circuit that is slated to take place later this year in October. As we see now, the closest battle for the lead we've seen since those opening laps, during which I expertly missed the only lead change that we've seen. But yeah, the front two and now D-Swish are keeping right there with each other. Fridge seems to have lost a little bit of something in terms of pace here. You know, I was lamenting my experience that I had here in a race with him earlier this season in a different league, obviously, but where I was stuck behind slower drivers, it can be absolutely miserable, as I've done it again. I've done it again, chat. Honestly, this is just, I mean, I'm gonna have to pop. I don't really know. See what else I can do here. I'm just not with it. It's not locked in. Let's get it going. Well, okay, so here's the, okay, first of all, I gotta get some water, chat, so let's hope for my sake that every exciting thing happens within the next 45 seconds here. I'll be right back, intermission, while I ponder pull my fingers question. I already have the answer locked and loaded to go, but as I said, I just need to get some water real quick, so yeah, take a 5, chat, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I know you've been waiting with bated breath for my response to Pull My Finger's profound question chat here. So, Pull My Finger, listen, here's my answer. I don't know the answer, but I'll tell you this. I see what you're trying to get at, right? Sitting down when he pees, bleed dead, this, that. Definitely going for the fake beef angle. You know, of course, I've practically patented that idea. That's how I generate all engagement on every platform. I see what you're trying to get at here, but it must be said, men. Well, okay, let's start from the beginning. Babies, toddlers, children, their mom and their dad wipe their ass. Right? And we've all been there. You grow up, you start to become a man, and men wipe their own asses. That being said, as we see Dan falling further back towards the rear as a yellow flag comes out, I believe that there is a Cadillac stationary. Is he going to be able to get moving again? Bit of an emo spam. I'm probably getting hit with a bunch of what faces. And you know, I won't object to that. But as I was gonna say, men wipe their own asses, but when you come full circle and you're a grown-ass man getting your ass wiped by anybody, that makes you a king. So, because he's a child, therefore he does not wipe his ass. Alright, Pull My Finger. I gotta say, you're just rage baiting me now at this point. I feel like I just gave a whole sort of... I gave a whole sort of spiel, and you just kind of disregarded the whole logic build-up towards that conclusion of, you know, Seafreeze being a king amongst men. He's got other grown men wiping his ass for him. I feel like that's pretty special. You know, it's exceptional. But that's just me. As we see Dan, he is unfortunately really starting to struggle on these hards, or these mediums, excuse me. My play now, what I would do is, first of all, is I would let this traction controller go past me. Just to, you know, just want to avoid any incidents. Bro has 6 seconds of penalties. You know, he's clearly not comfortable keeping it on track, keeping it under control. He's relying on these assists. And we don't know exactly which ones they are, but we know he has at least one. We can hear it, quite frankly. And now, what I would do if I were Dan is, I'm assuming at this point, all he's got, as we see, is that freeze. Oh my goodness, it is. Oh, as he hits the wall again. I mean, he looks okay. He's reversing in track. Is there a car coming? There is. Making his way by is Cheddar. But yeah, if I'm Dan here, I'm not risking any penalties. And to be honest, I think this lap, or at the very minimum the next, is when I'm coming in and getting off these tires. Because we gotta be, what, over 10 now? See another yellow flag. Again for Seafreeze. So Pull My Finger in chat, probably. As we see, oh my goodness, chat. Another. Is it? No, it's not. It's a full course yellow. It's a the virtual safety car after Seafreeze DNF'd. Somehow we've missed that. Pull my finger, must be absolutely pulling his finger, let's say, at the thought of that. You know, did he retire on track? What happened? I mean, we saw him spinning a few times in a matter of seconds there. So see, yeah, Dan is on the 12 lap old mediums. I mean, at some point you have to make the call, no? I apologize, chat. I've been very, very bad at switching to the action at the right moments. I'm trying to read chat. I need to upgrade my setup so that I'm not looking down at my motherfucking phone as we see. What? This will bring out yellow flags in Sector 3, but as I said, just not having that ultimate control, that ultimate focus to be able to keep clear of any incident, as Dan has found the wall on pit entry and the safety car is out. So this has played beautifully into the hands of J&B, D-Swish, and Fridge Gamer. Stuck it out on those hards from the first safety car. How many swear words do I know? I know quite a few. I cannot say most of them. Can't even say most of my favorites. Some words, actually, I know that are not swear words, that sound like swear words. So that's a fun, it's a fun little game you could play. Am I gonna play that game, you know, on my first motherfucking day commentating for a new league? I just might. You know, that's how I like to live life. What do you mean he doesn't watch the streams, man? Surely he's gonna watch the stream if it's my first fucking day, man. I don't need your 20 bucks, bro. I get my bread from the government. Stocks from all sides. As I always say, I'm 6'2", stand on my money, now I'm 5'6". I mean, like, you know, no offense, of course he's a fucking brokey, bro. He's sitting in Twitch chat, listening to this dog-ass commentary, watching this shit-ass race. These motherfuckers are... It's literally, just an edge fest here. It's like every time we start to have some excitement, the fucking safety car comes out. But yeah, as mentioned, the big front three there. Let's see, let me just count the number of dashes. I'm gonna say that's 3 dashes and not 2. I'm gonna do my best to guess here. Say fart. Slop. Man. You haven't really left much for me to work with there on that third word, have you? I give up. Might be 20 more minutes. Word to Uzi on my mama, ho. Word to Uzi. Chad, I don't know about you. This race hasn't really been so bad. I think it's been, I would say it's a mid-tier banger. Like, and by mid-tier banger, I'm talking... I'm talking about, like, you know, that Tuesday night special, like, you know, it was a rough Monday, we made it through, made it to Tuesday. Babagoo. Whatever happened to the professional? Let's see what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen. You see the Cadillacs both pitting onto soft for the remaining laps of this race. And they are catching up to the field with haste. I do not believe they're lapped. This I'm gonna do an impression of Pull My Finger, like how I think he sounds like. This is how I think he sounds like. Okay, well, if you're gonna be a puthy, boring commentator, then can you at the very least say that C. Freeze has a gabagoo in his rectum? Like, what are we genuinely talking about right now, bro? Pull My Finger's obsession with Seafreeze's asshole and booty cheeks has got to be studied. I'm talking a full semester-long course with the lab section, all that shit. Because this is fucking... yeah. Yeah, Harvard. We gotta get Harvard. We gotta get MIT. I mean, we might have to incorporate some international schools. We might have to get Oxford in the case, bro. We might have to get some zoologists in here, bro. I mean, this is gonna be an all hands on deck type effort. To see the safety car coming in for what will hopefully be the third and final time. J&B with an incredible getaway on those mediums. D-Swish, unluckily, I think he did go for the harder allocation. As we get Danny DeReaper, 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That must mean that he was ahead of a car that he was not meant to be ahead of. As we see once again, he's coming back in to put on the old hards. It must have just been doing some wing change shenanigans, but you know, this, ooh, I mean, that's, we can't be doing that, though. How many times a week is it healthy to pull your schlong? You know, I'm so glad you brought that up. This is one of my topics that, you know, I have very strong beliefs about this, and I try to champion these beliefs everywhere I go. To anybody, you know, not even to anybody that will listen, because quite frankly, I don't really care. As we see Dan picking up the 3-second penalty, and that is really going to cost him. He was looking to make up a couple of easy positions here, if not the pace advantage, just simply by waiting out those penalties. As J&B takes the fastest lap in that clean air, Dan is looking to make the move here, getting alongside Fridge, deep in the corner, still making the car turn just perfectly, passing Fridge with ease, it must be said. brilliant move by Dan. So he clearly has not given up hope. He's going to go for at least a P2, if not the win. And imagine with, 5 laps, including this one remaining. Or no, it's not. It's 6, including this one. Was that contact with the wall we just witnessed there? No damage. But likely too little time for him to make all those positions back up. It was just tragic luck that all that bullshit was happening just as Seafreeze brought out the most recent safety car. But we'll keep a close eye on this battle for the podium, let's just say, between all 4 of these drivers. And let's get back to the topic at hand, as Cheddar with the drive-through after pitting again, likely speeding through the pits. What is he cooking? We'll have to find out later. But back to the important matters. Many times if possible, it means to keep yourself entertaining while watching this race. I mean, yeah, of course. Now, I'm definitely down for that. That's just sort of like simming out. Anything you can do to sort of get your heart rate elevated, get your blood pumping, get your senses attuned, get your excitement, your arousal up. Anything you can do, really. I might even employ that strategy mid-race as a driver. Actually, just if I'm in the pit stop and I wasn't really happy with my first stint, and I just need to get a real quick. As we see, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's another safety car. So, I think Dan is looking slightly better here. Obviously, Truth is looking to gain the most, depending on how long his safety car stays out. Kartik, thank God, bro. You got here at the best time. This is the 4th safety car, and I think at the most, we've had about 5 laps of contiguous racing. And we were just about to, so I'm glad the safety car came out, actually, because now I have your undivided attention. There's nothing going on. We can get back to this topic. So I've already covered my stance on the sim jerk. I think it can be very useful, very effective in the right situation. Of course, you gotta sort of be careful where and when you employ this, but in the comfort of your own home, why not? But when it comes to just pulling to reach the end goal, so to speak, checkered, I'm not a big fan. And before you guys started hitting me with all that no fap, celibacy bullshit, it's not really like that either. Okay? What I'm suggesting to you... Okay, no, let's back that up for a second. Let me just try to do my Morpheus LARP here. What if I told you there was a way that you could do no fap while still shooting straight rope at least twice a week? No, honestly, having women in your life just makes you more sexually frustrated than if you just simply ignore their existence. Nah, this Seafreeze beef gotta be studied, bro. This guy is honestly has a bigger hate boner for Seafreeze than I do for Kartik, and like my hate boner for Kartik is like honestly a love boner. You know, it's like kind of like when girls think you're cute at school and they like try to be mean to you and shit. Girls were always really nice to me in school, so that's not my personal experience. I assume they thought I was cute, but you know, sometimes it's just like that. That's just the truth. Yeah. No hate, all love, for sure. Yeah, for sure, actually. So we're on the same page then. Because I don't really be like hating on Kartik like that. I don't really be making shit up. I just be kind of stating the same 2 or 3 things over and over again. And then like the easiest way, like for instance for Seafreeze with you, like I assume the easiest way for him to get you to stop chirping him is like simply get good. And that's really the key to life, you know, if you want people to stop, you know, fucking hate watching, hate chatting, hate fucking. You gotta get good. Like, just every facet of life, you just gotta get good. That solves most of your problems. So like Kartik, if he just drops the assist, then what am I gonna say to him, you know? What can I say to him at the end? Seafreeze. I think that's gonna That's a good question. I think it really depends on whether he DNF'd or whether he retired, to be honest. Because I think if he's like retired on track or did whatever, managed not to cause a safety car, or you know, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but if he did all that, then clearly he's like potty trained, right? He's managed to like not just completely shit all over himself and shit all over the race and by extension the league and just offend everybody's eyeballs in the stream right now. But if he did kind of just fucking bin it, didn't even bring out the safety car and disrupt some shit, then like clearly he's just like got his diaper changed. So I think that's kind of the angle we're looking at here. We're not really looking about the mom and dad question. I think that's quite frankly irrelevant. It's more about the methodology, you know. Disqualified from session for ignoring a drive-through penalty. He had to come in there and serve that penalty at the same time that the safety car comes in. I remember the great Spark Hashira taught me that lesson in a league race, and I think I asked him about 10 times on that lap. You know, you sure? He just was, you know, steadfast as ever. That's Spark, you know. Always know what you're getting from Sparky. And you know, I think I still ended up fucking that race up, and I've only had a handful of good results, anyways. So most of my drives are recovery drives. You know, I shouldn't be in these situations in the first place, but I like it like that. You know, I like it like that. See, he switched on these hards. He's kind of managed to keep it in there. It's only 2 laps left, and he really hasn't lost much time at all. But J and B, I mean, we were hearing a lot in the pregame about his inconsistency. Is ooh, you see him sliding the rear there in corner. Truth, yes, he does have a big opportunity to finish on the podium. He's just got to get but he's being overtaken. I think he must have made a mistake there. It's only 5 seconds off the lead though, so as it stands, he will eclipse Fridge Gamer. No. Yes. Yes, he will. But he needs to hold on. Those softs are surely cooked up. You can just see the understeer. The lack of confidence. This T-Swish is really taking it to J&B here. Interview the top 3, brother. I gotta hop on clubs after this, bro. It's my true calling. I'm a professional footballer. I don't got time for interviews, bro. I mean, what do you want me to ask these guys? Hey, man, what were you watching on the hub, bro, during the fucking 4th safety car? As we see spinning across the line, Dan, making it and getting absolutely booty clapped by Fridge there, who loses position, multiple positions, but it's the win for J&B. They said he was inconsistent. They said he had a proclivity for bottling, but he doesn't give a flying fuck. He holds on. The strategy comes to him. He's the only driver in the top 5 with no penalties. And it was a masterclass by the Aston Martin driver. To see the adoring crew. Team, rather. Spraying the invisible champagne. It's like when you're on your 20th nut of the day and you're spraying straight air. Real. Driver of the day, Truth. Excellent drive. Manages to weather the storm. Race winner, of course, J&B. Fastest lap, Dan, on that mediums. On that original safety car stop. And as said, the cleanest driver, Truth, managing to sneak his way into a very good result. As we know, Danny the Reaper had that big penalty, but still made the most of his race. Oh man, this pull my finger guy. All right, chat. I have been Lily from AT&T / Limerence / Secret Vape / your mother. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna go. Oops, I had muted myself. Chat, I don't know if y'all caught my whole outro, but I'm gonna fucking put my shit in the chat right now. That's my Twitch handle. If y'all ever want to be blessed by this amazing commentary in future. But for now, I'm gonna go play some motherfucking clubs.